This week is the introduction of yoga and the Eightfold Path. And as in any society, any structure, we have to have rules and regulations, and that's basically what the yamas and niyamas are, the first two limbs of yoga, the beginning, the our first steps onto the path. We gotta figure out and learn how to conduct ourselves appropriately when we move on to this new way of existence, this reclaiming of ourselves, because that's what yoga is. It means literally to yoke, to tie together. Because the way we move through life is very disjointed from the self, the divine. So we do these 8 different things to connect. The first 2 ways is the regulation. By the practice of the limbs of yoga, the impurities dwindle away and there dawns the light of wisdom, leading to discriminative discernment. So that's the reason why we practice yoga, to come to discriminate discernment. That means we choose things appropriately for ourselves and not in a striving way. We do the things that we are supposed to do for ourselves. And the first way is the yamas and niyamas, the Eightfold Path. And remember, we move through it cyclically. It's not, we don't master ever any of this. If you think we do, maybe reconsider your approach to your practice, because none of it is a mastery situation. It's a continuous cycling through all of these different processes so we can continue to move in union with the self. So yamas are restraints, regulations. Yoga Sutra 231 says, these great vows are universal, not limited by class, place, time, or circumstances. And these great vows are ahimsa, nonviolence; asya, non-stealing; brahmacharya, moderation; satya, integrity; apragaha, non-hoarding. I don't speak Sanskrit. Technically, nobody does. It's a dead language, but we need these vibrations to learn the practice of yoga, because that is the language of it, right? So I do my best. I try my best. And we should all try our best to practice and pronounce these words appropriately. If you learn how to say it right, then say it right. Practice saying it right. Don't be defensive as someone who is closer to the lineage tells you that, hey, you saying this wrong. Just saying. Anyway, back to the yamas and niyamas. Nonviolence. Don't hurt people or yourself. Be kind and gentle to all you encounter, regardless of their station in life and your station in life. Non-stealing and integrity go hand in hand, because one thing does not necessarily have to do with the other. Integrity means being honest in your work. Non-stealing means being honest in the way that you do things, the way that you maneuver. And that also means like stealing your time at work, doing things in an appropriate way, not taking more than is given to you that you need. And non-stealing goes along with non-hoarding. Basically operate from a place of abundance, because scarcity is a lie. You don't need to hold on to more than what is required of you, right? So, and moderation, all of these things are ways for us to conduct ourselves and move in concert with our community to ensure that everybody has what is needed to not only survive, but to thrive. And that's what the yamas are for, is how we can thrive, not just scrape, because that's what the scarcity is the making everybody crabs in a barrel mentality. But guess what? There is no barrel. It just takes practice for us to remember that has been taught to us. That's why it's a practice, right? So that's yamas. Now, the niyamas. Uh-oh, I went too far. Now, these are the ways in which we reconnect with the self, with our divine, reclaim, move back towards and away from our societal structures, the strictures that move us away from what the divine self is. They're called restraints in some translations. I read recently a very wonderful not even imagining, just like a reinterpretation of the sutras with from a more feminine aspect. And it was like a beautiful, different, like feeling. Same information, just with a slightly different perspective that I think resonated a little bit more with me. Didn't change how much I love yoga, because she said the same thing. Her teacher is the one who translated the sutras into and did the commentary. So she came from his tree. Anyway, back to the niyamas. When disturbed by negative thoughts, opposite one should be thought of. This is Pratipaksha Bhavan. Now, that is after the niyamas are already described, but that is a very important part of working to reclaim the self and reclaim the love energy that we are born with, that is taken away from us. And how do we do that? Saucha is purity, Santosha, contentment, Tapas, purifying flame, Svadhyaya, self-study, and Ashwara, Pranidhana, dedication to the divine. So these particular steps are an opportunity for you to interpret this practice for yourself. What does purity mean to you? What does contentment mean to you? What does tapas or sacrifice, austerity mean to you? What does the divine mean to you? And in order for you to find all of those things, you have to study a little bit. You have to figure out who you are and what connection you need, what connection needs to be made to connect to what information you need to reconnect with your divine self. And that dedication to the divine, that's what makes yoga, the practice of yoga, universal, complementary to whatever religion that you practice, whatever your spiritual practice is, because the divine doesn't really have a name. Doesn't matter what you call it. It is a higher power. Whether you call that higher power Jehovah or God or creator or whatever religion, belief system you ascribe to, yoga is letting you know that you need to dedicate yourself to it in order for you to connect with it, whatever that is. Same with self-study. It's not just about the sutras and the scriptures. It's about interpreting, studying them in a way that you can interpret them and imprint them on your life so you live them. You can say all you want to. You can spout whatever thing that you've read, but if you don't live it, it doesn't mean anything. So you have to study it. Purity and contentment. Let's do contentment first, because that's the issue for all of us, right? Being satisfied, joyous, gracious about what we have, no matter how small, is very difficult, especially when you used to not having anything. When you're used to not having enough, not anything, enough. When there's never enough, it's hard. Especially when you look across and you see what everybody else has. And it's like, well, shit, why can't I have some too? It's not about that. That's that whole, no matter your station, right? This is what we're supposed to do. This is how we're supposed to move, regardless of where we look. So it doesn't matter what we don't have and also what we do have. So the scheme doesn't change. The way you move doesn't change. You can't switch up once you get rich. You know what I'm saying? If you are instilled with these values, if you believe them and work them, right? So that's contentment. Purity is a wild and difficult concept to consider because it means so many different things to so many different people. And it's been the idea of purity, especially as a woman of color, as a Black woman, who has always been very in touch with my sacral energy. That can often, purity in itself can be a very icky topic to talk about, to consider. But when you put it with tapas and the purifying flame and understand that it's not necessarily about purity of like sensual purity, like sexual purity. It's about purity of the senses. About the way we consume and love and delight and like be with each other. So if you are in a relationship, be in that relationship wholly. Love your partner with your whole self. Don't keep anything away and give stuff to other people. Same with yourself. Put the good into your body as much as you can. Purity of thoughts. Be kind and gentle and light with the energy that you put into yourself and into the world. So it's not really about austerity. It's more about, austerity. It's not really about austerity. It's more about honesty, if that makes sense. What else did I tapas, purifying flame, heat, fire. We in it right now. We in the tapas. That's what we in. We are fully in it now, right? Because sometimes you gotta burn stuff down, start anew, out of the ashes, right? We need the heat to cleanse. So sometimes you have to light a fire for yourself, for others, for your community. Get it going. Get it going. And what does that mean to you? So in all of this, the yamas and the yamas, well, mostly niyamas, is making sure that there's a roadmap moving forward because things are going to change. The cycles of life will change. Your body will change, your attitude, hormonally, everything will change. But these things will always, should always, so far as I know, have always, will guide you through, no matter what station you're in. And once you've got all your niyamas, Saucha, Ashwara, Pranidhana, Svadhyaya, Santosha, Tapas, then we bring in Pratipaksha Bhavan, which is replacement thinking. And that is a thing that has been studied, is to help to rewire the brain so that when we have negative thoughts, we slide in with a positive one. Negative thought about you, negative thought about a person, a moment, a situation, anytime something pops up, shitty thoughts, because we all have them, we're human. That's the point of this, is to bring us back to, closer to, away from the shit that we got to walk through, that to live in this world, right? And that's the point of this practice, is to bring us back in concert, in connection with the self, the divine. So when your humanity arises, because that's really what it is that it's the stuff, the vessel, the mortal in you comes up with something trash way of thinking. It's up to you to remember the divine in you, the love energy, to remind that darkness, hey, that's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here. So that's the yamas and niyamas. If you're here, cool. If not, no worries. Because I'm going to be here. And I'm done talking.